What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I posted a video a couple of days ago, and I was actually talking about this 175 members of the House that want to raise the full retirement age up to 69. And so in today's video, I want to go into detail. I want to show you guys the impact of raising the full retirement age to 69. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you guys all for your support. We've actually gone over 255,000 subscribers, which I really appreciate. And if you guys want to also follow me on Twitter, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so let's go ahead. I just want to go straight to our illustration here, and we're going to talk a little bit about raising the full retirement age, because we've been here before. And that's the crazy part about this. Back in 1983, they decided to raise the full retirement age from 65 to 67. It was going to gradually change. And that had an impact on people, especially people who want to start their retirement early. Let's say you want to start it at 62. That is going to impact you. Obviously, if you want to get the full retirement, it's going to impact you as well, because you're going to have to wait a few extra years. And a few extra years, I mean, you're talking 2 extra years, that's a long time. And then you have to take into account, what are you doing? What type of work are you doing? You could be in a situation where you really can't afford to wait a couple more years just because of the demands of your job. So let's take a look at this. And I want to show you, and hopefully this will, you guys will understand where I'm coming from when I talk about this. But when we're looking at, and this is just an illustration, these are 2 separate illustrations that we're going to go over, so they're not going to be exact. We don't have exact numbers, okay? All we know as of right now, the talk is with the 175 House members, Republicans, that want to raise the full retirement age to 69. All we know is they're saying that it's about 10 years out. So if you are currently 52 years old, you could be affected, 52 or younger. And so that's not too long away, right? So there are a lot of people right now that are 52 or younger, just a little bit younger than 52. They've been working for 30 years, 25 years, and now they're thinking about retirement. And they might have been thinking, you know what, I want to retire at 62. They could be impacted by this. And we'll show you exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, so let's take a look at this illustration here. So basically what this illustration is saying is, if you retire at 62, and let's say your full retirement age is 67, then you're going to get about 70% of your full benefits. So you won't get your full benefit because you're retiring early. You have to wait until you're 67 in order to qualify for the full benefit. So just looking at this, you see there's a difference. If, let's say, you wait 1 more year. So let's say you wait until you're 63. Now you can collect 75%. If you wait until you're 64, now you can collect 80%. And this is all a formula that they use. And if you wait until 65, you can collect 86.7%. And then if you wait until you're 66, you can collect 93.3%. And then if you wait until you're 67, you would hit that full retirement age of 100%. Now, if you want to go even further and you say, you know what, I'm going to wait until I'm 70 and collect the plus ups. So if you collect the plus ups, now you're looking at 124%. Okay, so that is what this is showing us here. Okay, so now let's look to see if they raise the full retirement age to 69, how would that impact people who are retiring early? So if you wanted to retire at 62, how is that going to impact you? Well, the first thing that we see here, we see a pattern. You see it goes from 70 to 75 to 80 to 86.7. So the first few years, that's about a 5% decrease. Okay. So what I'm saying here, if you retired at 62 and your full retirement age is 67, that's 70%. If you retire at 63 and your full retirement age is 67, that's 75. So you get 5% increase for every year that you wait, right? And then when you start getting down to 65, as you get closer to that full retirement age, then you get a little bit more, okay? 6.7% increase there. So, and I say increase, I shouldn't even call it an increase, because it's really not an increase, because you're not getting 100%. So you're getting closer to 100%, but you're not there. So if we were to raise that full retirement age to 68, what is that going to mean? If we raise it to 68, that would mean that if you want to retire at 62, now instead of getting 70%, you're going to get 65%. And remember, they're saying the full retirement age will gradually move to 69. So it's not going to automatically jump to 69. It's gradually going to move. And so what that will mean is there will be a time where you can collect full retirement at 68. Okay, so you would see if you want to retire early, you're going to see that 65%. Now, let's say they get to that point where it's 69. You have the full retirement age at 69. Then what is that going to mean? And so what that is going to mean, if you want to retire early at 62, then you're going to be looking at 60%. Okay. And so you see how that can impact people who want to retire early, as well as you can look at the other end of the spectrum. 70 right now, you get the plus ups. They would have to increase that age. So that age would no longer be 70. It would probably be 72. So that would mean that all these numbers would change as well. Your plus up numbers are going to change because 69 now is 100%. It would get to that 100%. And so your full retirement age, you get 100%. And so 70 would no longer be 100%. It would be 108%. Okay. And then down the road. So you're just pushing all these numbers that we're looking at here. Actually, these numbers here, not these numbers. All these numbers here, we're just pushing those down to 72. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense as well. And so we can see this is really going to impact people who are not currently receiving Social Security, but will be receiving Social Security within the next 10 years. It's going to really impact you. And so let's look at this other illustration here, because I think this will show you just kind of the numbers. And like I said, these are two different studies, so the numbers are not going to be identical. And so they're basing this illustration on receiving $2,000 a month. Now, they're going back. So when the full retirement age was 65, they're showing you this illustration. And when the full retirement age was 67, they're showing you it here. And then if the full retirement age is 70, so obviously they're talking about 69 right now. We've heard a lot of lawmakers also talk about raising the full retirement age to 70. So let's look at this illustration, and this will really break it down so we can understand what we're looking at when it comes to the penalties that you would take if you were to retire early. So let's look at this category here. Now, this does not apply to us anymore, but this is the way things were. The way things were is at 65, you could collect full retirement. So in that situation, if you wanted to collect at 62, and I'm focusing on 62 because there are a lot of people out there that are choosing to take retirement early. They're choosing to take Social Security early. And so that's why I like to focus on that number, because that number will really determine, because you could be in a situation where if they raise that full retirement age to 69 or they raise it to 70, now you're not going to be able to retire for another couple of years if you want to get that same amount in benefits for early retirement. So just looking at the way things were, if your full retirement would be $2,000 and you chose to collect at 62, you would be right here. Okay, so you would be less than $2,000. I would say that's around probably $1,600. Now, if you were to wait until 65, then of course you would get that full retirement. And understand, this is back then. This is not applied today, but you would get that full retirement at $2,000. And then if you were to wait until 67, guess what? You would be collecting the plus ups. And so you would be over $2,000. And then if you waited until you're 70 at that point, then you're looking at here. And this is probably 2,750 or so. We don't know. We don't have the exact numbers here, but I'm just showing you kind of the way things would go. Now, where are we right now? This is where we are right now at 67. So if you were to retire, your full retirement was at 67, this is what you would be looking at. If you wanted to retire early, you're going to receive less than $1,500, okay? If you wanted to retire at 65, you would be getting about $1,700. If you wanted to retire at your full retirement at 67, then you would be getting the $2,000. And then when we're looking at the plus ups, it would be a little bit less than $2,500. And if you step back and you just look at this graph, and I'll just draw this line here, you see what they're doing to Social Security. As they raise that full retirement, you see how less benefits are going out. Okay. And so that is what we really need to be paying attention to, because you're going to have politicians out there saying, oh, there's not going to be any cuts to Social Security. We're just going to raise the full retirement age. But when you look at this, you see it's steadily going down. Okay. So hopefully you guys can see that. All you need to do is look at the retire at 70 and you see how it drops just depending on when that full retirement age is. Okay, so looking at full retirement age here, let's say you wanted to take full retirement at 62, you would be around this area here, maybe $1,100. So you see how it is dropped every step of the way. If you want to do your early retirement, you're dropping because they're raising that full retirement age up. Now, if you wanted to collect at 65, you'd be looking at less than $1,500. If you wanted to collect at 67, where that would have been full retirement, it's no longer full retirement, you would be getting about maybe $1,600. And then if you wanted to collect full retirement, that would be full retirement age of 70, then you would get the $2,000. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. When you're looking at raising the full retirement age, that is going to cut benefits. Okay, there's no doubt about that. And so anyone out there that's telling you, no, it's not going to impact your Social Security, it will impact your Social Security. Now, this is for people who haven't started collecting Social Security yet, but you could be close. You could be close to collecting Social Security, and now you have this hurdle, because if they raise that full retirement age, it will start impacting you as well. I want to know what you guys think about this, so let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.